Yeah, it was like I had posted the link. The reason I'm late is because I posted the link, and as soon as I went to get up, I turned and hit my coffee, and it didn't fall on my computer or anything, thankfully, but it did got on the floor and some on my desk. So I was like, ah, crud, let me clean this up. So, yeah, great way to start. All right, let's see here. This. Ah, hey. Uh oh. Oh, saved you from a sneeze. Cool. All right, let's see. Last time I was. Uh, this is a hard transition from topics. Maybe. Last time I think we were doing what? We had finished. We had finished building the grid system, and then afterwards we took a break from actual hard programming to a little bit of artwork. Shout out to Tate Moose again. Thank you very much. She got us some animations for a character, and we were chopping that up. Turns out all we had to do is just kind of take each row and then name it. But yeah, that's good. That's done. And now we have that. Still gonna look into figuring out how to implement that, but yeah, we should be relatively good to go here. So I did take a look at this. It's pretty cool. Knocking stuff over again. So for this, what do we got? This is by Pixel Crushers. This is a simple test. I was playing around with their stuff, looking at it. You right click on the cube, it says spacebar to interact, but like this is the visual novel one I think I have set up or thrown together in here. Inspect. Oh no, this is the dialogue. UI is the basic. That's interesting. I thought I threw the visual novel one in there. But yeah. This crew guy, I don't know, girl, whoever put this together, they've been doing it for a long time. And Thomas Brush, one of my, I call him mentor because I joined his program. So I guess I call him Sensei Brush. Oh my god, I'm gonna pitch that to him. See how he I'm gonna see if he likes that. Sensei Brush. But no, he was like, hey, yeah, we could build a dialogue system, but I'll tell you this right now, there's a really good one that I've used. This is him. He would say this is a really good one he's used, and he would highly recommend because they do really good work and they keep it up to date. Let me go and show you guys that site. This isn't paid or anything. It's just showing you where I'm going and what I'm doing. So this is their jam, Pixel Crushers. These guys, this is amazing stuff. I would recommend you go check them out. There's all kinds of things. Now, granted, so you see they have like the Mass Effect thing going on, and all of this is just bare bone. This is like their stuff, right? You can go in and customize it as any way you want. They have all this stuff going on. It is great. Right now, I have the dialogue system, and I got the quest machine too, because I was like, I'm not trying to spend a million years on this. I want to make games. As I go through the process, I will learn what's up. And if I see professionals doing something, I'm going to do what they do. And I don't mean people with a piece of paper or a degree. I mean people like this. Folks who make systems, make things for others, assets, and they put it out there. By using this, we're We're going to learn how we can do it and how we can customize it. And eventually we may even say, hey, I want my own variation. I'll just make it. And I have the experience to do so. So anyways, these guys are great. I highly recommend them. They have tutorials and everything on each of their systems. Is good stuff. So yeah. Anyways, there's that, and yeah, let's get it. So I started following Calliope Moore. He started she has like a group that she does music with. What are they called? Boogie Vox? I don't know. I heard one of their songs and I thought it was pretty dope. Collab they did. Or song they did. Alright, let's get to it. Today we're gonna be going down some of the tutorials. I think I got a quick start going. Actually, I don't, because what I have up, I believe, is this is just a tutorial series. So I'm literally just creating projects and following these steps just to get a feel for what's going on, and then after that, I'm going to, I guess the test to see if I got the tutorials down will be to throw in the character that was made for us, and then we'll have a little thing and post it up. Show everyone we got the dialogue system rocking. I have no idea how long that's gonna take, but you know, I do it here. Bad Adventures. We just keep going until we get the job done. Let's see. Let's go over the dialogue system. Now, last note, the reason why I keep pulling off to the side, I have no idea if I'm allowed to show other people's video on my video without doing some sort of react to. I don't know if there's any kind of guidelines for a follow along. But yeah, that's why I do that.
Hello, and welcome to the Dialog System for Unity. To start, import the dialog system using the Package Manager window. In this quick start tutorial, we'll write a conversation and play it. In subsequent tutorials, you'll learn how to customize
Internet. I don't know how that works for audio. I hope it's okay.
the dialog system's UIs, handle conditional logic, do more advanced interaction, and much more.
Okay. All right. So, got this going on up here. I think we brought that in here. And it was like, Wizard creates the database, which I did. Oh, I should have pulled it off. I'll add that up here. Created our new database. In here, I created a conversation. There's 2 conversations. I have no idea why there's 2. Oh, I think I know why there's 2. Because I ended up creating, plugin, demo, prefab. You know what? Let's just start from scratch. Because I was playing around with this yesterday, or a few days ago, and it had what? Bananas. Can't find it. I need an adult. Where is it? Was it under common? Templates. Nope. Where was that guy? Essentially, it was a second NPC thing, like icon. I was messing around with it because I was trying to get the on hover event to work, and I finally did. And I was like, weird. Anyways, we're gonna start from scratch. Me. Feel free to follow along, or just chat, critique, judge silently or vocally. Judgment's not that big a deal to me. We're gonna go back over the quick start.
Now create an empty scene. Then drag the Dialog Manager prefab from Plugins, Pixel Crushers, Dialog System prefabs into your scene. Next to the initial database field, click the Create button to create a new dialog database. Click on the Conversations tab. Click Plus to create a new conversation. Right-click on the Start node and select Create Child Node. Select the node and in the inspector, enter Hello in the dialog text field. You can also double-click the node itself to enter text directly on it. Right-click this node and select Create Child Node again. Enter Goodbye. The gray node is an NPC's dialog text, and the blue node is the player's response. You can add NPC and player actors in the Actors section, but for now we'll just use the defaults. The dialog editor is packed with useful features such as the ability to show and hide all kinds of information, auto-arrange conversation trees, create draggable groups, and more.
Yo, what? Okay, I didn't get that. Oh, okay. So he went to menu, he went to show. You just show what you can do. I don't know how he did that group thing.
Auto-arrange conversation trees, create draggable groups, and more.
How the hell? Hold up.
You can also import content.
Okay, creating draggable groups is going to be really useful. I would like to learn how to do that. Thank you very much. How did he do that? Bro, how did you make that group? That was pretty cool. You just did it. It didn't even how did you do that? Yeah, it can make cool things. You can do this. It's like the SpongeBob thing. It's like, oh, to draw a circle, first you draw a complete head. And then erase it. It's like, wait, whoa, what? Huh? Alright. Hold on, let me do a shout out real quick. All right, let's see here. How in the world? Okay, homie was doing some black magic or something. How did he create that group? For real, I need to know how to do that. Did he like hold shift? Hold control? Nope. What's this? Create node, range nodes. Vertically? Okay, so that's auto sorting. How did he created like a group block? It's just a visual representation, but still. That can be very handy, especially if I got like if I'm gonna work with visual novel crews, they're gonna have all these different branching arcs and trees, and I gotta be able to service that. And I gotta be able to keep that straight and organized. So that's gonna be fun. I gotta figure that out. Oh man. Alright, let's see.
No longer needed.
Let's see.
Next to the initial,
Alright,
select the
homie.
node
Show me
and in the
your
inspector,
magic.
Enter hello in the dialog text field. You can also double-click the node itself to enter text directly on it. Right-click this node and select Create Child Node again.
Yeah.
Enter Goodbye. The gray node is an NPC's dialog text, and the blue node is the player's response. You can add NPC and player actors in the Actors section, but for now we'll just use the defaults. The dialog editor is packed with useful features such as the ability to show and hide all kinds of information, auto-arrange conversation trees, create draggable groups, and more. You can also import content from many other sources, such as Artisy Draft, Chatmapper, Celtics, and Twine.
Wait, what?
Next, create an empty game object named Player.
Hold up. I missed that. I'm so sorry.
Response. You can add NPC and player actors in the Actors section, but for now we'll just use the defaults. The dialog editor is packed with useful features such as the ability to show and hide all kinds of information,
Okay.
auto-arrange conversation trees, create draggable groups, and more.
How did he do that? What? Okay. Group entry. Group entry. Can we get a group entry, please? Is that it? Like multiple dialogue entries. I'm missing something. Title. Greeting. Hello and goodbye. Like it. I don't get it. I just adjusted the title, that's all. Having a visual representation of a tree would be nice. Templates. Oh lord, are you ready for that? Less actors. Yeah, no. Huh. All fields. You know what? We'll just have to deal with it for now. I'll look it up on their site in a bit, see what's up.
You can also import content from many other sources, such as Artisy Draft, Chatmapper, Celtics, and Twine. Next, create an empty game object named Player. Then create a cube that we'll name NPC.
Already got him.
Make sure the cube is positioned at 0, 0, 0 so the camera can see it.
Yes, sir.
Add a Dialog System trigger component. Select Add Action, Start Conversation. Select our newly created conversation. Assign the player game object to the conversation actor field and the NPC to the conversation conversant. Then change the trigger dropdown to On Start. And let's test this out. Now we'll set up the triggering system, which is an optional feature but useful for setting up all kinds.
On start. Let's go. Break that. Do it like that. I'm actually quite eager. Yo, later. Sweet.
Kinds of interactions. Change the trigger dropdown back to On Use. Add a usable component. Set max use distance to 30 because we're going to raycast from the camera, which is more than 5 units away. Inspect the player and add a selector component.
Excuse me. Bam.
Change Select At to mouse position.
Select that.
And play.
Position.
When you mouse over the cube, the selector detects it.
Spacebar don't work. Oh shit, it does work.
If you right-click with the mouse, it will start the conversation.
Bam. Yo. I didn't think the spacebar would actually
You may
work.
notice that the selector's UI is still visible during the conversation. To remedy that, add a Dialog System events
Oh, I don't have
component to
that.
the player.
I don't know what that's all about.
Configure the
So we go cancel that over here. And what do you say? Dialog events.
On Conversation Start event to disable the selector component and On Conversation End to re-enable it.
All right, so it does takes that. Oh, take that. Object selector. Enabled selector boolean enabled. On N, enable it. Start. Oh, you know, I don't even see that from mine, but his is again, he's working at 3D, so I don't know. There could be something different going on between the two. Yeah.
Now when we play, the selector will disappear when the conversation is running.
Oh, it means the text at the top of the screen, huh? Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. 'Cause
That's
before
not
it
all
was
you can
showing
do with
up.
the Dialog System.
Legit.
You can configure Dialog System events to disable player control during conversations, configure barks and quests, completely customize the UI, add voiceover, and much, much more. Please
Not
see
bad.
the next videos in the playlist or the manual on pixelcrushers.com. Thanks for watching.
Legit. All right, so that was just a quick start, right? Now let's check out this conversation conditions, arcs, triggers, standard UI dialogue, quests, cutscenes. Cutscenes. Camera work, basics, camera work, messages, entry tags, the timeline, custom sequencer commands. Feeling I'm not gonna like that. Scene event, save system. Save system. I need that one. Oh, they got one for the new import system. Nice. Six. I don't know what that is. Twine. It's twine. Twine sounds familiar. What is that? Should probably specify. Twine. What is twine? It sounds familiar, but I have no idea what it is. I guess you know what? Let me just. What's that? It's a video. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what twine is. Okay, enough of that. Right, dialogue system.
In this video, we'll create a conversation with conditional logic. To start, create a new scene.
Always with the new scenes. Lamo. Wait. Create a new scene over here. All right. Sure. Yes. All right.
Then add the Dialog Manager prefab found in Plugins, Pixel Crushers, Dialog System, Prefabs. Inspect the Dialog Manager and click the Create button to create a dialog database.
Just trying to get familiar where I gotta go all the time. I already got one though. I already have one of those. You know. Oh snap! Did I not save the? Okay, I was gonna say save the dialogue thing. Pull that over here.
On the Actors tab, add a new actor and name it Detective. Then inspect the player, tick Use Display Name, and set the display name to Mr. Smith.
Ah!
This is shown in UIs if it's set.
What? Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith.
On the Variables tab, add a Boolean true or false variable and name it at work.
Player said he was at work.
On the Conversations tab, add a new conversation and name it Questioning. The conversation's actor is the player, and the conversant is the detective. In the first node, we're going to use the var markup tag which will be replaced with the player's display name. By default, nodes alternate speaker. If you want to flip them easily, click the up-down button next to the actor and conversant. The next line is, "Where were you at 9 p.m.?"
I was like, wait, what? That's that. Okay, got it.
And the player can have two responses. At home or at work. Both of those will lead to the reveal. Lacey Devine was found dead in your shop. Time of death was 9 p.m. Then the player can
Wait, what?
reveal.
Was found dead where?
Lacey Devine was found dead in your shop.
Shop.
Time of death was 9 p.m.
Elizabeth was found dead at your shop. Oh, that's how you do it.
Then the player can reply, "I was home asleep." The detectives might say, "Checks out. You're free to go." Or he could say, "Didn't you say you were at work? You're under arrest." And then the player has two responses. If detectives work this way in your town, find a new town.
What? I want a lawyer. Why do they always run?
Next, we need to add the conditional logic.
Oh shit. His looks nice compared to mine. Damn. Okay, auto formats. I was like, dang, mine looks like garbage. Alright, hold up. I don't like it being all the way off this side.
Inspect at home, and next to script, click the ... button.
Hold up. My lines all crossed up. There you go. Alright. So click at home. Click on the who?
Button. Home. And next to script, click the ... button. Then set the dropdowns so that the variable at work is set to false.
Yo, what? Oh, you hit plus. Okay. Work is set to false.
Inspect at work, and in the script, set the variable to true. So depending on the player's answer, we'll set the variable false or true. Next, the detective will make a decision on what to say based on the value of that variable. Inspect the checks out node. Set the conditions for the variable to be false. In other words, he was not at work.
So you say you want
And on the other node, set the conditions to be that the variable is true.
Oh shit! I think I got that backwards. Yeah. Oh no. Oh man, I messed that up. Reset. Append it. Alright, let's do this. I'm gonna say at work. See if he's at work. He done did it. And then if he's not at work. How do you spell false? What? Bro, what? What did I just try to save? Oh, the scene probably. That's right. Scene? Am I saving the scene? Hold on. I think I'm saving the scene. Question.
The player said that he was at work earlier.
Okay.
Now on the last node, we're going to add another markup tag. This is EM1, or emphasis 1.
You do that?
This is last
You just
node.
add that
We're
himself?
going to add another markup tag. This is EM1, or emphasis 1. On the database tab, inspect emphasis 1 and set its appearance.
Yo, hold up. You flying, homie. All right. Emphasis. Emphasis 1. Okay.
Emphasis 1 and set
This is
its
really good.
appearance. Text wrapped in emphasis tags will be shown differently in the UI. Since this is an action, we want it to stand out differently from spoken text. Create an empty game object and add a dialog system trigger. Set it to on start. Start our conversation and select it. And now we'll play the conversation.
All right, let's see. I think that's set up. Let's take a look. Well, that didn't work. No dialog database assigned. I thought I signed it right there. Bro, what? What? That's why. Let's try that again. I was at home. The lizard was found dead at your shop. Time of death, 9 p.m. I was home asleep. Checks out. You're free to go. I ran it the other way. Got a minute, Mr. Smith? Where were you at 9 p.m.? I was at work. Lizard was found dead at your shop. Time of death, 9 p.m. I was home asleep. Did you say you were at work? You're under arrest. I'm out of here. It's the little things that are funny, man.
By the way, the dialog editor window will show you the live view of the currently running conversation so that you can see which conditions are true and which are false for the current node. And that finishes this video.
Nice. All right, let's move on to the next one. Where is it? Alright, so that was setting conditions. Now we're gonna move on to barks. Okay. Alright, here we go.
In this video, we'll set up barks. Barks are one-off lines that typically appear above a character's head, although they can appear wherever you want, rather than playing in an interactive back and forth as with regular conversations. We'll set up a game object that barks at a randomized frequency. To start, create a new scene. Then add the Dialog Manager prefab.
Do this before we move on because I keep forgetting to do that.
Create a new dialog database.
A new one? Damn, homie. How many databases are we making?
On the Conversations tab, create a new conversation named Barks. Add 3 nodes linked directly from the start node. Bark lines should always be linked directly from start.
Hello.
Next, we'll set up our barker. Add a capsule at 000.
How about them sports?
Add a capsule at 000. Add a dialog actor component. To the Bark UI settings Bark UI field, assign a Bark UI. This prefab will be instantiated at runtime.
Yo, what? What? Huh? The heck am I adding? Lost me, homie. Oh, the lizard shows up. You were found dead at 9 p.m., homie. What are you doing here? Where we at? I lost it. Go back some.
Next, we'll set up our barker. Add a capsule at 000.
Yeah, we got that.
Add a dialog actor component. To the Bark UI settings Bark UI field, assign a Bark UI.
Oh,
This prefab will be instantiated at runtime.
it's in the... Okay, he pulls it from his prefabs. I was like, the heck? I don't see that. Where are you getting that from? Prefabs, standard UI preferences. Templates? Oh, Jesus. Alright, let's see. I guess it's that one. Alright, cool. Alright, so that gets populated there. What else we got? Let's see. Now, I do know whenever you're doing stuff with this UI and you're going to do mouse and stuff, you have to have like a rigid body and stuff like that. Rigid body 2D. Is my rigid body on here? Hello? I don't think it actually needs a material. Simulated. Alright, cool. I think that's good. Move this up. Prefer if this were on the bottom. Mesh renderers for 3D. Alright, let's see. What we got? Alright, cool.
We're going to set the offset at 0, 0, 0 to position it properly for the capsule. Then add a bark on idle. Select our bark conversation.
What the heck?
And note that min seconds and max seconds are set to 5 and 10.
What? Oh, you losing me. Dialog options. What?
Then add a bark on idle.
Oh, okay.
Select our bark conversation. And note that min seconds and max seconds are set to 5 and 10.
Saved y'all from a sneeze. Bark on idle. Barks. Random. I guess you said the rest of it's going to be filled up.
And note that min seconds and max seconds are set to 5 and 10.
Alright.
We'll also move the camera closer so that we can see it more easily. And now we'll play. Every 5 to 10 seconds, our capsule will bark a line from the bark's conversation.
Whoops. I should probably turn off gravity on that. I thought we were going to be clicking on it. Guess not. Has not been taken out of the simulation along with any attached colliders, joints, or effectors. Constraints. Freeze. There you go. Let's do that. Oh. How about them sports? Wait, it's only saying one. It's supposed to cycle through them. Or, oh, it's random actually. Okay, so this is just like the NPC bubbles whenever you're walking around town or you're near one. Kind of like in 14. When you get near an NPC, the bubble will pop up. Alright. Checks out. Let's see. Although the bark's gonna have to be somewhere a little higher. Kind of sucks. I can't see it too well, but let's put it above its head, a little bit off to the right. Let's see how that goes. Oh, damn, that's way up there. Yeah, we gonna need to bring that to like right there. How about them sports, bruh? All right, so that's too high. Let's see what I set that to 2. What we got? Just gonna keep it up there. Okay. All right, let's see. It's not where it wants to. Oh, I'm moving other things around. What am I moving? Is that the actual scene? It's probably the actual scene. Quick time events. Flashbacks. You know what, let's put this at 1.5. Or just 1. Let's do 1.1. Let's do that. that boy at 0. So it'll be about above his head if we do it that way. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, I changed it in playtime. Runtime. Looks like it's not high enough. Sitting right on top of his head. Ugh. Subtitle panel. Dang, they even got that in here. These guys know what's up. These folks know what they doing. There you go. That looks like a good height. Can't see what he's saying though. Ooh, why is that so small? Oh my god. Why does that look like garbage? Oh my goodness. I can barely read that. What the heck is happening? I can read it here. I can't read it here. Because of this? Just like. Hold up. Let's see. That looks terrible. It looks fine there. I wonder if it's why did it look like that? It's too zoomed in maybe? I don't know. It looked pretty bad. Oh, I didn't mean to zoom in.
You can use conditions in bark conversations too. For example, you can vary the barks based on the states of variables.
It looks fine there. What the heck?
For more information about conversation conditions,
Oh, they got a different kind. Yeah, basic. I'm gonna use this one. Hold up. This one has like the little tail tracer coming off of it. The tail. Hold up. Where's this at? Get rid of that. What is that? That comes from there. What the heck? Take that, put that there. Uh-oh. Got an error thrown. So what's the difference? Bro, that's backwards. What the? Demon speech. What's happening here? What's this one? Yeah, that one looks better. That looks way better. Heck? Yeah. Why didn't I get that one? We like that one. Let us go with that one. We don't want that one. We want that one. Go to my dialogue manager. And my stuff is everywhere right now. Got them barks. Wait, dialogue database. Base plugins, prefabs. Get rid of that basic. What's this one say? Menu panel. Okay. So we take that, throw them in there, and we hit play. No dialog UI component found on dialog UI. What? Oh, I ain't about to get all up in them guts. No dialog UI bubble template found.
Capsule will select our bark conversation. Add a capsule at 0, 0, 0. Add a dialog actor component. To the Bark UI settings Bark UI field, assign a Bark UI. This prefab will be installed.
I was moving it to the wrong spot. That's why. Let's not talk about that. Dang, I messed up my dialogue manager, didn't I? I'm all levels of bad.
Dialog database.
Yeah, because he just did standard. All right. There we go. I was like, what the? Oh, come on, homie. Oh. It just don't work no more? Or is it just like too high? Oh, it is too high. Yeah. Hello. Oh, I think I see what's up. So I gotta clear my offsets. That bounding box is pretty big. Yeah, that bounding box is huge. Why is that so big? That's really big. Why is it so big? I mean, that's cool. I just wish it was lower. It's hella high up there. If I scaled out, it wouldn't be too bad. Here. Well, it works. It's just a offset issue. Legit though.
Min seconds and max seconds are set to 5 and 10. We'll also move the camera closer so that we can see it more easily. And now we'll play. Every 5 to 10 seconds, our capsule will bark a line from the bark's conversation. You can use conditions in bark conversations too. For example, you can vary the barks based on the states of variables. For more information about conversation conditions, see the conversation conditions tutorial. Barks are also often used for object inspection, where an object, when inspected, can bark its description. And that's it for this tutorial.
So on trigger or whatever, it's like, yo, what's up? And they say, hey, how's it going? Kind of deal. Okay. The conversation conditions, barks, triggers, and interactions. They're gonna say, make a new scene.
In this video, we'll set up triggers and interaction. We'll use Unity's standard 2D character controller, but the same process applies to 3D and other character controllers. First, make sure you've imported Unity's standard 2D assets.
Oh. I made this a long time ago. The package manager is way different. I always have a hard time finding out where this thing is. Let's see.
Then, in a new scene,
Unity 2D. Standard assets. I mean, I got all of them except for this. I mean, update it. Hey, yeah. Sure, why not?
add the platform 36x1 prefab.
What the f-
Set its position to -20, 0, 0. Add character Robot Boy and set its position.
How old is this thing? What the hell? Okay, hold up. I need to install who? Import package 2D. I don't. I feel like I have to create this. Excuse me. Another sneeze. I'm gonna sneeze all day. Jesus. Gee. That's not what I'm looking for. Maybe it's part of its standard. Let's see.
Then, in a new scene, add the platform 36x1 prefab.
I don't know if I'm gonna find it in here, guys. Animations, animator. Yeah, that's old. This is some old stuff. This is like what? Almost 4 years old? 3 years old. I don't know if they're gonna have that still. Well, let's just see what he's doing first, and we'll move from there.
Set its position to -20, 0, 0. Add character Robot Boy and set its position to 0, 2, 0. Add a sprite. Name it Box 1. This will be our first NPC. Assign a texture. Set its position to 410 and add a box collider 2D. We'll do the same for our second NPC, which we'll call Box 2. And now we'll add the dialog system components. Add the dialog manager prefab. Assign the dialog database from the demo scene. Then inspect box 1. Add a dialog actor component. Assign a Bark UI prefab to the Bark UI field. This prefab will be instantiated at runtime. Set the offset to 110. We'll use a trigger collider to interact. Add a box collider 2D. Set the size to 5. And tick is trigger. Finally, add a dialog system trigger. Set the trigger dropdown to on trigger enter. Click add player tag so that only the player can trigger it. And in the actions section, choose bark. The bark action can bark from a conversation source or literal text. In this case, we'll bark some literal text. Choose text and set bark text to hello. Let's test this out. We'll walk up to the box and it says hello. Next, we'll set up a proximity selector to interact with box 2. Add a usable component. This marks it as usable by selectors and proximity selectors. Then add a dialog system trigger, leave it at onUse, and select Start Conversation. Then choose the Sergeant Graves conversation. That does it for box 2. Now we need to set up the player. We'll set up a trigger collider for the proximity selector. we'll position it just in front of the player. And add a proximity selector. Since space is mapped to jump, we'll map the E key to the use function. And we'll add a selector use standard UI so that it can use the standard UI elements. Otherwise, it will use legacy ongoing. So I forgot to set the trigger to isTrigger. Now we'll play again, and we can see that the proximity selector detects box 2, and we can interact with it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
You may notice one thing. You can still move around while the conversation is playing. In many cases, you can use a Dialog System events component to disable player control during conversations.
Ooh.
You can also use it to disable the proximity selector during conversations. For example, you could set the onConversationStart and onConversationEnd events to disable the player's platformer 2D user control.
Neat.
Unfortunately, this won't always suffice. In the case of the 2D controller, the player's animator will continue to play animations based on its animator parameter values. If the player were running when you press the E key, the player would continue to play the run animation.
Uh-oh.
The solution is to also add a Dialog System trigger to the player. Set the trigger to onConversationStart. And add an action to play a sequence. Set the sequence to animator float speed, 0. This will set the speed parameter to 0. Now when we interact, we see that the proximity selector's UI disappears and the player hits an idle pose. If you prefer to handle this in code instead, you can add a script with onConversationStart and onConversationEnd methods as described in the manual. The proximity selector and selector components are very versatile. You can move the trigger colliders to the usable objects instead of the player if you prefer. Proximity selector works with trigger colliders. Selector, on the other hand, runs a raycast. You can configure the selector to raycast from the mouse position, or the center of the screen, which is useful for first-person controllers, or a custom source. The selector and proximity selector are also entirely optional. You can use your own interaction functionality if you prefer. And that's it for this video.
All right. Well, the rest of them are a bit more complex, but what I want to do now is I actually want to set something up, especially considering a lot of these are starting to say, oh, well, you need sprites and stuff. So I'm gonna cut it here, and then I'm gonna work on just getting these to work for me and messing with them. Next time, hopefully, we'll start on the standard dialogue UI, which looks like a animation thing where you have two characters on the screen, essentially visual novel style, two characters on the screen. When one's talking, it's highlighted or more forward, the other one's back or darker, that kind of deal. All right, folks, short and simple this time. I'm gonna try and keep these down to an hour, and then go off and work on things, and then chop up. If I come up with anything or any success, I'll chop it up real quick and throw it up and be like, this is what I did after the stream, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, yeah. All right. Take it easy, folks. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll talk to you later.